You wanna what's up with y'all? Y'all good? I mean, Lamont, I say you looking fresh to death over there.
Nah, man, I got problems, bro.
Oh,
I need
come
some
on,
help.
my dude. Not my dude. You
What?
don't need no help.
Man, listen. I just need more hours in the day, bro. 24 ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I got to get at least 6 to 8 on the sleep tip. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
That can't change. I'm sorry.
Yo, last night before I went to bed, I had to take a sleeping pill. My mind is racing. I feel you. That's the first time I ever taken a sleeping pill in my life. But I was like, I can't get no rest.
Was that a Percocet?
No,
Molly.
dude. Come on, man.
It wasn't a Molly? Wait a minute. Is Molly and Percocet the same thing?
I don't know. Molly is ecstasy.
Oh, Molly. Oh, what's a Percocet?
Percocet is a prescription drug, kind of more akin to like Vicodin, like a painkiller.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's craziness. We gonna get you up on your drug game in a little bit.
I mean, listen, I just listen to Future. That's all I got. Whatever Future talking about.
That's what you got.
That's my education. You know what I mean?
Yo, what's up with you, Spud? You
I'm chilling.
I mean,
I'm ready to go. Am I loud? I'm loud.
Are you loud?
Fresh from the barbershop, though, bro. What's up with that, man?
Yeah, you looking real.
Hey,
you looking real
I'm yeah, man, my man got me.
Right.
You know, the sad part about it is, man, I gotta go to the barbershop at 4 a.m, man.
Why?
My man be off the chain, man.
4 a.m.
Shout out to my man Dana. My man Dana be off the chain. Get there 4 a.m. I leave, Cutters. I go straight there. Sit in the chair. Get my hair done. I'm finished, baby. You ain't gonna have me in no barbershop for no 7 hours on a Saturday.
So does he sleep in the barbershop?
No, he just get there 4 a.m. on Saturday.
He gets there at 4 a.m. All right.
Yeah.
Yo, here we go.
Here
we go, y'all.
Hey, welcome to Three Black Guys with the Mic, the talk show for politics, hip-hop, and the urban community. Episodes every Tuesday. You can check us out on Facebook.com/Three Black Guys with the Mic, or you can check us out on our website at threeblackguyswiththemic.com. Today on the show, Nikki Gilbert from the legendary R&B group Brownstone. is here to talk about her brand new movie, Social Conflict. Plus, Lamont is back on his Barack Obama rant. I don't know why. This is 3 weeks in the making. We're still talking about Barack Obama. I don't know why. Plus, we got to talk about the Supreme Court and nominee Dave Kavanaugh and his scandal. Got to talk about that and a lot more. First, we want to send our condolences out to everyone who's been affected and hit by Hurricane Florence. I don't understand why people feel like they got to ride it out. But, when we were driving back, this weekend, we was listening to the news and it's saying that, the flooding now is even going to cause even more damage. And so if you got to get out, get out. It's important. If you got family in that area, leave, go somewhere, stay with somebody else. Don't try to fight that storm. Don't try to fight, the aftermath of it. But regardless of whatever it is you do, you in our prayers. So be safe out there.
Hold on. To that point, let me say one thing. I live in Norfolk, Virginia, and it's on the coast, and we're just slightly north of where the storm Florence was supposed to hit. We were supposed to get 24 inches of rain. We were supposed to get 110 mile an hour winds. We were supposed to get all these things, and a lot of people who have been through storms in the past, a lot of times they feel like they can ride it out, and which is not a good idea, as you said. But in many instances, there are people who are out there who were in places that weren't supposed to get anything, and because of the storm change, they got tons. We got nothing. We were supposed to get hit. I live in an evacuation zone, and it was like, in this community, it was like, oh, it's just a little bit of a rain experience. Nothing major, nothing spectacular. And there were some people who weren't supposed to get anything that they all of a sudden. they're living with 2 feet of water. So I just want to again echo your thoughts and prayers to other folks who are dealing with that storm and dealing with the aftermath of it. And I hope that everyone is safe. And it's very unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. What's up, Lamont?
I mean, you all started on that note, man. I was going to try to start out with my wedding anniversary, bro. Can I?
Oh, congratulations!
Can I do that? Can I do that?
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
I just want to. Yeah. What does that? What does that mean, Maynard? I'm from Detroit. What does that mean?
I have no idea actually.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But usually people get to drink afterwards, so that's why.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Mm-hmm. So no, I'm celebrating my 7th, 7th wedding anniversary to my lovely bride, Canetta Bailey Hayes. So I just try to keep.
Somebody trying to score some points around here.
My man, listen, man.
Somebody's in the doghouse.
Listen, man. I'm trying to listen.
Baby, I'm gonna give you a shout out on the podcast.
I just want to make sure we understand. Baby, I love you.
Oh,
it's no itching over here. You know what I'm saying? And happy anniversary.
That's right. Is it what's called the 7-year itch?
Yeah, that's what they say. I'm like,
you scratching?
Well, no. You all see how much lotion I put on. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Cocoa butter. So no itching over here, bro. I'm good.
Okay. Fully hydrated on the skin tip. Moisturized everything. I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What did they say about the 7-year itch? What's the 7-year itch? That what?
I don't know. It's just supposed to be, I guess, after 7 years, you
don't love each other no more?
You don't love each other. But I love my wife. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good money over here. Yeah.
Okay. Because I got another year and something before I get to that 7. I just want to prepare myself. I don't need no problems.
I don't buy that. That's foolishness, bro. Don't worry about that. You good.
Okay. All right. January is going to be like in the headlines. Lamonte Hayes.
I don't say that, bro. You don't want to wish that.
Lamonte Hayes separates from wife. We're going to be like, ooh, what happened?
No. We good.
Let's get on your rant, though. I don't know why you're not over it. Lamont sent out a text message that said we got to talk about his monkey again. And I don't know why. So what's the problem now with Barack Obama? What's your issue?
Let's be clear. There were a few people that came on our social media platforms, and they still had a problem with me using the term or having the description of Barack Obama and his monkey ass. Mm-hmm. And I'm just still standing on that.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Are you suggesting that the president, the 44th president of the United States, the first black president of the United States,
that's my issue.
That's
my issue. Why is it all about because he's the black guy?
Are you suggesting that he's part monkey or something? I mean, what are you trying to say?
No. All I'm saying is that.
Lamont.
I'm sorry? You finished?
I don't know what that is.
Time out.
Right.
Time out, TR.
No, honestly and truly, when it came out, it was a term, again, as I said before, that I heard growing up. Get your monkey ass in the house. Get your monkey behind here. Whether that's good, bad, or different, I'm not saying what it is. I use the term. Some people have a problem with it, and they can kiss my monkey ass. Because I think just like we use a lot of slurs towards Donald Trump, because they talk about that man like he ain't a child of God, right? Whether you agree with it or not. I'm just saying, I throw a monkey ass out there about Barack. All the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 black people, they want to have a problem with it. But you call homeboy Cheeto Head, right?
So Spud,
that's okay.
Let me just start right now.
Agent Orange, actually.
Agent Orange, right?
Spud, let me start right now at the end of the show.
What?
As the cactus of the week goes to Lamont Hayes for calling Barack Obama a monkey ass. Okay.
So watch this. So let me ask you this. So if we have any disagreement with Barack Obama and something that he did, what are we allowed to call him? Because if Donald Trump, which I am not a supporter of, or Bill Clinton or George W. Bush or any other individual that we in the black community had a problem with, it was okay to use all kind of names towards them, but we have to treat Barack like he's Jesus? I've kind of got a problem with that.
Well,
Homie should be able to be called out if there's something that we disagree with it as well.
Let me say this. There's a long history of African Americans, black people, from anywhere on the face of this planet being compared to monkeys or apes.
I get that.
Yo, my dude.
I get that. Because you used that 2 weeks ago. Give me something different.
Spoke. Now, it was just a year ago when the woman from West Virginia, the mayor of a county in a city in West Virginia, called Michelle Obama an ape.
Here we go. Okay.
we're not going for that. We're not going for that. And I'm going to ask you now to go down to the
wait. Let me ask you a question. Right?
Hold on. Lamont needs to know that his black card needs to be turned in.
But let me ask you a question.
At this point.
Let me kind of come to Lamont's defense in a small, tiny
of the week.
tiny bit.
Charles Spudd Spence.
Let me ask you this question though.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it should not be okay for anybody to call Michelle Obama an ape. Nobody else should be able to call Barack Obama a monkey ass. But we should be able to. It's kind of like white people can't use the N-word towards us, but we can use the N-word towards us, right? It's a term of endearment.
That's so special.
Is that right? Is that right?
We gotta stop using. Don't call him a monkey. Why couldn't you just say Barack need to get his
black?
Why couldn't you just say Barack need to have his black ass? So
we're not calling each other the N-word no more. We not saying what's up, man. We not saying that no more. Oh, I'm sorry. Stop using N-word.
Yeah. But you know what, Maynard and Spudd, honestly and truly, and I know this sounds coming off kind of wrong, like I'm supporting homeboy.
So it's going to be wrong.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But I'm so sick and tired of hearing people call Donald Trump Cheeto head, orange, Agent Orange, all of that. You know why? Because to me, and I might be backing up a little bit. I might be soft shoeing a little bit. Yeah, I might have been a little bit out of line with the monkey ass. A little bit. Little bit. But just as, and if I'm not, and I could be wrong on this too, Maynard, I have heard you use derogatory comments about the current president of the United States. So you're just as wrong. And to me, that's what's wrong with black people is that we decide that we want to treat him with such reverence, like that white Jesus that they put up on the wall. But when you put the black Jesus on the wall, it's a little bit different conversation.
So name one time I've used a racially charged term about Donald Trump. Name one time I've said anything racially charged.
Cheeto head is racially charged.
I never called him a Cheeto head.
Well, you did call him stupid.
I never called that Cheeto head a Cheeto head.
You feel what I'm saying?
You did call him stupid.
I did not call, huh?
You did call him stupid.
That's not racially charged. To call somebody stupid.
No, he said derogatory.
It's derogatory. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm saying monkey ass, there's a racial component to that. The idea that we're comparing black people to monkeys.
So being derogatory and just calling them stupid is okay.
But why is the N-word okay?
I wouldn't call Barack Obama the N-word.
You wouldn't say, that's my nigga?
No.
That's my nigga right there.
He is my nigga, man.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
I'm sorry.
It was
Barack Hussein Obama is my nigga.
It was 150,000 million% embarrassing and wrong when was it Larry Wilburn? We did the what was it the White House press secretary press conference, whatever the thing, and he said Barack Obama my nigga, and like that. Why are you gonna put that on that man in front of all these people? We don't need to put that.
But when can we use the N-word and when can we not use it?
When we with each other.
Oh.
So 3 black people on a podcast on a show together can't say monkey ass?
Yeah, but we can say nigga to each other.
No, right. Look, you don't speak about the president that way. You won't call Martin Luther King monkey ass.
No, you don't want to know what I call Martin Luther King. You don't want that.
Oh, this is.
You see the Boondock?
We need to get
right. You don't want that.
We gonna get real disrespectful. It sounds like.
Get your marching ass out of here. Get your
yeah, you don't want me. No.
Well, what's your beef with Martin Luther King?
I don't have a beef with Martin, but see, Martin was positioned in our school system growing up as. Turn the other cheek.
But you got the 7-second delay on, right? Because so you can start to beat.
What? I'm just trying to say.
Go ahead, finish.
No, I'm just saying.
We've already used the word monkey ass and nigga. So the 7-second delay.
Now we talking about Dr. King though. So now.
Second.
No, I'm just saying.
Put an 18-second on.
No, I'm just saying that we didn't get the whole story with Martin, and if we think that we did, then that's untrue. That's all I'm saying. There was another side to Martin. Where Martin said, turn the other cheek, just like the white Jesus told us on Sunday, there was another side to that coin. That's all I'm saying. Is there not another side?
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for on the opposite side, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So,
Martin. And where's the proof on that?
The proof? I mean, the proof was Martin. I mean, not Martin, but Malcolm looking out the window with a pistol. Talking about I got something
with Martin. That ain't got nothing to do with Martin.
No, what I'm saying was, now
Martin was not coming down the street when Malcolm was holding the gun, looking out the window. Sorry.
No. Here's what I'm saying. In my community, we were taught and fed Martin Luther King. We were not taught and fed Malcolm X. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's cool.
You didn't, but
I don't mean. How's that cool, Maynard?
That's cool. I mean, you listen. You weren't taught and fed Malcolm X, but at some point you gravitated to and learned more about him.
That
right?
still ain't got nothing to do with what the other side of the coin of Martin Luther King. What's the other side of the coin?
It's that there's more than one way than just turn the other cheek and be docile.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh. I mean, it was touch and go for a second, but I didn't know what he was going to say about.
What do you mean?
I know what he was going to say about.
Wait. Oh, so y'all want to talk about Martin being in them streets? Y'all want to talk about that?
Wait a minute. Now we ain't.
Oh, so we can't talk about Martin was in the streets?
Allegedly.
Stop.
Allegedly.
Martin was out here, homie.
Allegedly.
Martin was in these streets, bruh.
Come on, man.
You know what? You live in a bubble, man. That's what this is. Okay, cool.
But does that matter? Does it matter that he was in the streets?
Not at all. I just
So it doesn't matter that Martin was in these streets.
Wait, you asked me, does it matter?
It don't matter that Martin was in these streets?
I mean,
you don't look at Martin differently. In the Me Too world, if Martin was living right now, would we have a different way of looking at Martin?
Of course, because Martin has some honeys from what.
Yeah, but Martin,
allegedly.
Martin never roughed. I mean, from what we understand,
but
he never roughed anything up.
What you mean?
He ain't never rough it. As far as we know.
Rough? They didn't have condoms back then. What you mean rough it? What are you talking about? I know, Troy. What are you talking about?
They didn't have condoms back then.
Oh, Alexa, when did the first condoms come out? What are you talking about? What's profit? What is it?
I'm just saying he ain't never just force himself on. I mean, from what we understand, he didn't force himself on the women. He had.
Oh no.
But you don't know that. You know what was forced back then and what was not forced. We don't know.
The preachers back then in the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, those were the pimps of the community. They had the honeys lined up. He didn't have to force himself on nobody. We know about the black church. Ain't that how it worked?
I don't know if that's how it works.
This show is.
This is not a show. This is not a show.
Listen, and with all due respect, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to leave it alone. When Coretta was at the house, Martin was 500, 700, 1,000 miles away. Them honeys was lined up.
Were they?
And that don't mean he opened the door, but they was they was trying to get at Martin. He was a preacher.
Okay. What else can
we discuss? You ain't hear nothing about that about Malcolm, though. And Malcolm was doing the same thing.
Well, Malcolm had his heyday early. Malcolm had his heyday before he joined the nation.
Yeah, but while he was in the nation, he didn't play that, right? From what I understand.
To the best of my knowledge.
All right, let's go back to Barack Obama, because you sent us a picture. Speaking of the nation, you sent us a picture with him and Minister Farrakhan. So we don't get the point still.
No. The point was, in my opinion, there was an article that was written in Chicago Defender, I think it is, an independent black paper in Chicago, and they brought up the same subject that we brought up on this podcast. Was why did Barack Obama not show up to Aretha Franklin's funeral? They talked about the relationship between the two. They talked about how, what was I trying to say? That every time Barack called, Aretha, she would come. And basically the article outlined that Barack did not come for financial reasons, is that there's a lot of projects that he's trying to showed up to the funeral. He would actually have to have a photo op with Minister Farrakhan, with Al Sharpton and other people in the church, because he does have a relationship with those people, and those would damage, some of his relationship in the business community, which to me, it makes sense. But I still think he should have been there and not sent the letter. But I do understand, according to the article, on why he didn't come. So, go ahead, Maynard.
Well, I think there's another thing, too. In addition to all of that, we know that he's about to hit the campaign trail and be the most important Democrat in these streets,
right?
As we're trying to win the House and the Senate. So he's going to go out on the campaign trail. He's going to go out. He's going to go down to Florida and try to help Andrew Gillum get over the top. He's going to go to Georgia and help the sister there, Stacey Abrams, get over top. He's going to be in Connecticut. He's going to go to Texas and try to work with the boy, nicknamed Beto, and try to beat Ted Cruz. He's going to be all over the country, going out here. And the last thing that we
go ahead and say it. Say it, Maynard. Go ahead and say it. I know what you say it, Maynard.
I can speak if you just shut up.
Say it.
Shut your
mouth. Say that the minister is say that the minister is toxic. Go ahead and say it.
The last thing that the optics that we need is for Barack Obama. Think about this.
No. What is it that we don't need? Say it.
Is to have Barack Obama in a picture, in a photo op with Minister Farrakhan.
Wow.
That would be harmful to the Democratic brand right now.
Why?
At this
Tell
moment.
me why. I'm just curious why.
Because it's still, there are 50 things. There are 50 things that will be harmful optically about this, and I'm saying optically.
Give me one. Give me three.
Just give me one.
All right.
Give me three of them. I don't understand.
Farrakhan is just not accepted in polite circles, if you will. And
okay, what are those circles? What are those circles?
The Jewish community is not fond of Farrakhan. That's you gotta understand that that's true. Farrakhan.
Okay, Jewish people, no Farrakhan. Jews.
Yeah.
Times Farrakhan. X out. Okay, next.
All right.
I'm just trying to get to. I'm trying to say who's not fond of Farrakhan. Go.
Right. White women are not typically fond of Farrakhan.
Gotta have that pork in white women.
White people typically.
White people typically aren't fond of Farrakhan. Why do white women don't like Farrakhan?
White women and Farrakhan.
The thing is,
man.
Strength is being strong and being black. Being strong and being black and being assertive as an African American in this country is seen as just being too aggressive. That's not really Barack's space. And that does, look, we selling a product. We selling the Democratic Party. We selling Barack Obama. And it's a product. It is what it is. You can't go out there and be like, yo, I rock out with Farrakhan and expect certain people to accept you. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he and Farrakhan might have a relationship that we don't know about. Farrakhan is probably at the same time saying to himself, you know what? That man got to go and do what he got to go and do. And and the Democratic Party in the country can become better because of what Barack Obama has done in many instances.
But you can't do that with Farrakhan.
Okay,
I'm sorry. All right, so Jews, white women, and what's the third one?
I mean, is that not enough?
Okay, that's fine. Let's just take that.
So, Spudd, so let me ask you this question. So if we go with Maynard's theory, which is right, but let's just say we don't know if it's right or not. So there are other individuals outside of the Democratic Party that are pulling the string, so to speak, on who Barack can hang out and associate with and who he can't, correct?
Was that for me or was that for Maynard?
I will give it to you, Spudd.
I'm sorry.
Let's go with his list. He said Jewish people,
white women,
and white women are dictating who Barack Hussein Obama can hang out with, right?
Right. That's what he said.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure we're cool on that.
I mean, I wouldn't say that they're dictating. I'm saying that will become.
Well, obviously he couldn't come to the funeral.
That will become a product that might not be as sellable as a product with. It's just our precious Barack. He's such a sweet person. So, it's a critical time.
So they're controlling on where he can go and where he can't. No,
I'm confused on how Farrakhan has that much power.
My point exactly.
I mean,
can you tell me a time where Farrakhan was accepted in the mainstream of America?
Okay, back up. Has Farrakhan always been accepted in Black America?
No.
Not always. No.
You mean to tell me? Okay, back up. As the Nation of Islam always had.
No. That might be not always. No, not always, Spudd.
Okay, fine. Let's just take Farrakhan. Is Farrakhan somebody who's reputable in the Black community?
He's reputable.
Muslim,
let's try to make sure we separate.
Or Christian.
Let's make sure we separate the arguments. Because there are lots of people, like my father's mother, Grace Scales, rest her soul, who would be like, Muslim, Islam, baby, they don't like no Jesus. I don't like nobody who don't like no Jesus. So there's a lot of African Americans who are from the South, who grew up in good Christian households, who are great Pentecostal, charismatic churchgoers, Baptist churchgoers, who don't believe and don't accept anything that they felt like the Nation of Islam, Farrakhan, and even Malcolm X was a whole thing that they were not prepared to even get involved with. And that's generational. Now, Malcolm X had a hard time. Malcolm X, the person in American culture, didn't get his comeuppance the way he should have until after he died. There are still people there's still people out here. I talk to people all the time who don't know the difference, who are black, who don't know the difference between the Nation of Islam and the Black Panther Party, and didn't Bobby Seale have a weapon and went in and try to shoot Ronald Reagan. There's lots of misconception about who the Black Panthers are, who the Nation of Islam is, who Malcolm X is, who Farrakhan is, who Elijah Muhammad is. And those misconceptions they're wrong. First of all, they're wrong. But those things can hurt you selling a product. If your product is aligned with something that a lot of people are uncertain about, Barack Obama would not lose any voters by staying, 10 feet away from Farrakhan. But he will lose some voters by being 2 feet next to Farrakhan. He doesn't lose any voters.
You just scare me what you said about grandma or great grandma. You talking about great grandma?
My grandmother. Yeah, my grandmother.
Grandma.
Right. She died in 1996 at 80 some years of age. She didn't. Okay. She was raised in a hardcore Christian community in the South, in North Carolina.
But here's what you said, and these are the conversations I've had even at the Christmas dinner table at my grandmother's house. You used the term "good Christian." Mm-hmm. What does that mean? What does that mean?
That's how
you said a good Christian household. What does that mean?
That means that my grandmother, this is what it meant. You went to church on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
No, Friday night. Friday night.
That's right. You went to church Wednesday. Wednesday was choir practice. Thursday was the usher board meeting. Friday was another choir practice. Saturday was the mother of the church and the deaconess meeting. Sunday was church from 9 a.m. to about 4:30 in the evening. And then they served dinner. And they wanted you there. And don't let it be summertime and it's going to be a tent revival outside and people going to come from all over shaking tambourines and everything. And that was it. And then Monday she was going to take food over to pastor's house.
Okay. All right. Wait. All right. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah. And you blocking my good Christian comment, but that's okay. I see what you're doing.
No, go ahead.
No.
That's what it meant to be a good Christian. That you were in church all day Sunday.
Well, here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave it at this. And again, I've said this in my own parents' and grandparents' house, is with the ideology of the good Christian, them throwing away the people who believe something different. I just always had an issue with that.
And that's a part of it. A good Christian.
Yeah, and I always felt that was wrong because, if you really want to break down that whole Christianity thing, when it started, X, Y, and Z, I just feel like we can't throw everybody else in the trash.
But
that's all I'm saying.
And the thing about that good Christian, we talked about it once in the past.
Right.
On Good Times, when Michael said, "Mama, I don't believe in God."
Right.
Florida lost her mind.
Right. She ready to throw him outside.
How is it that it's okay for you to be in the same building as Mike Pence, but not as Farrakhan? Like I don't understand. I get the
Maynard just told you don't. Maynard just told you.
I get it.
I've told you since episode 5 that the white man's ice is colder. What I tell you, dog? Y'all want to listen to me?
Put it like this: I don't know if Farrakhan can run for office anywhere and be elected.
Because his ice is too warm.
Yeah, but that part doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It does matter.
It does matter. Let me get to this part. Apparently, listen to this. Apparently, Mike Pence. No, just stop. No, stop begging. You don't stop with your key sweat begging ass.
Please let me get to this part.
Go. Damn,
listen.
You must have got everything you wanted for Christmas, huh?
I did. In November, you're basically saying that the people that were at Aretha Franklin's funeral and the people who watched it around the world are not going to be going to the polls in November during the midterms. Is that what you're saying?
No, let me tell you what I am saying. So a couple of days ago, my cousin sent me this text. It was a picture of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and a picture of a man named Saul Alinsky. Saul, S-A-U-L, Lewinsky. I can't remember how he spells it. Saul is this super radical, liberal, way far left progressive person that they want to always tie Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton to. In fact, they tied Barack Obama to him back in 2008 when he was running for president. And they used that to scare up the right wing and a lot of white people that Barack Obama is this socialist, he's going to take over the government and take over the country, and he's going to redistribute your wealth and all these things. And that was an argument that people spread against Barack Obama. Now it doesn't, and that Barack Obama was a Saul Alinsky Democrat. It doesn't matter that the fact that that the day that Saul Alinsky died, Barack was only like 10 years of age, but they put these pictures up to make people believe that he and Saul had these under super secret meetings in Chicago, because he also was from Chicago, that they met and had, conspired to take over the country and paint the White House black and all these kinds of crazy things that they were saying about him. And it scared up some people. Barack ultimately won the presidency, but all it takes is somebody to find a way to get this one picture of this person, and then they take everything that Farrakhan has ever said. Some things are great, some things are objectionable, some things are questionable. He's not perfect, and he's not the worst person in the world. But they can find the one thing that Farrakhan said and say Barack Obama supports Farrakhan when he said this. And right now, with the House and the Senate in jeopardy, with the White House being run by a man who's not fit to be president, we can't afford to have those optics.
I'm with you, Spud. Out of all of that filibuster, I got you, bro.
I mean, that sounds to me, I get it. And I agree with the issue, right? The issue is the white man's ice is colder, unfortunately, right? That's the issue. The issue here is the bottom line is that I can't go and support a friend of mine who supported me because somebody else that she supported and who supported her is in the building. And for me, that is ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we can't generate the people who watch that funeral, around the world, the people that were in that building. We can't get them riled up enough to actually go and vote, because there is a population of people out there that will actually go to the polls based off of Barack Obama being in the same building as Farrakhan, and that group of people is the ones who actually show up at the polls, and those people are the ones that are pretty much dictating the situation.
The ones and the other ones that look. It's simple. It's simple.
You get my point.
No,
point
I don't.
is
not really. But it's
okay, good. Let me express it to you.
Oh, is it going to take 20 minutes again?
I don't give a fuck how long it takes. Listen.
Whoa.
Listen. Here's what you're saying.
That's what we doing?
Yeah, this is what you're saying. You're saying that the people who actually watched that funeral and the people that were in the building, you are saying that those people are not strong enough to go to the polls. Those people don't rally enough. That is what you are saying.
No, what I'm saying is...
Well, hold on. Let me finish it. I'm almost done. Hold on. This is what...
You're mischaracterizing what I'm saying.
Hold on. No.
Yes, you are.
You didn't say that directly, but indirectly, this is what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying.
If Barack Obama was at that funeral, then that would have allowed for people to discredit him enough to not get the votes in November. That's what you said. So what I'm saying to you is that we don't have enough people on our team, i.e. the same thing we talk about the Democratic Party. There's not enough people on the bench to be able to say that shouldn't even matter. He should still be able to go and we still going to the polls.
Okay, can I speak now without you begging
Go.
me? Okay.
The answer is
you're right. There are not enough people on either side. There are not enough Republicans to reelect Donald Trump, and there are not enough Democrats to oust him. The money in this, the sweet spot in this is always the independents. The independents, or what we call often the swing voters, those are the people that have to be convinced to come to the left or the right to help these candidates win. And when you have these candidates in certain places like the state of Georgia or like the state of Florida, which Lamont will tell you very quickly that Miami might be South New York, but the rest of it is just East Alabama.
Hello.
You have to be careful what you do with the tools that you have at your disposal. And Barack Obama is a tool that the Democratic Party has at its disposal. He's got one thing against him. He's a black man in America. He's got another thing against him. He has a black family. He's got another thing against him. He was president. He's got all these things that there are lots of people in parts of the country where he's going to have to go and campaign to try to help somebody win. In Texas against Ted Cruz, where he's going to try to help somebody win. In Florida, in Georgia, in parts of North Carolina, where him being anywhere close to certain types of people can become counterproductive to what he's trying to accomplish, or what we are trying to accomplish. Think about this.
Man, but no, I got you. All that was great, but Spud, here's the real reality. I don't even think it's even about all of that campaigning in the DNC. It ain't about all that. Barack, I believe in my heart of hearts, him going in there with the minister would mess up the check. It's about the check, bruh. It's the people he can't piss off.
That part I get.
It's the check.
That part I understand.
So all that what Maynard's talking about, even though what Maynard is saying is right.
Right.
But I don't think Barack cares about none of that. If the rest of this country goes to hell in a handbasket, as long as B Rock got his check and his family good, I think that's his first priority.
So he don't care about the DNC.
No, I don't.
He don't care about who wins in November.
Listen, I read something, and Maynard backed me up. I read something where what's his best bud? His vice president, Joe Biden. Joe Biden was quoted as saying that me and B Rock made a pact that we wasn't gonna say nothing in the beginning. We was gonna let Donald do what he gonna do. And let's just see how it turns out before we open our mouths. But now we done seen, of course I'm paraphrasing now, that he done mucked it all up and we in a bad situation. Now it's our time to speak. I believe that's a bunch of horse malarkey too. I just believe they out here, they on the money hunt. Yeah, is that better? Is that better, man? Can I say malarkey?
That's a Joe Biden term. That's a Joe Biden term. My mom used
to say that too. She'd say, So again, I think both of you guys are right, but I think, again, the bottom line is B-Rock got to protect that check. Because I still say this, and, whatever, I could be out of line. B-Rock got to make a living, too. You know what I'm saying? He got to go out here.
You've been out of line, sir. You've been out of line.
Oh, been out of line, sir. All right. So can I retract? Am I allowed to retract the monkey ass?
Would you like to do so now?
Yeah.
Hold on for a second. Hold on. Lamont, go.
Okay. I, Lamont G. Hayes, would like to retract the statement of calling Barack Hussein Obama the 44th president of the United States, of referring to his ass as a monkey. Not calling him a monkey ass, but having his monkey ass, which meant his behind, inside of the church. I get it. It's about the check.
You don't retract the fact that he should have been there. You just retract the fact.
Of course. No. But I understand why he didn't. I still think it's almost like, honestly, I believe that they were friends. I believe that it was more than just business. I just believe that you should just show up for certain people that are your friends. So from what I understand, that's what their relationship was about. Even with Michelle, let's not include Michelle in the mix. Like Michelle has her favorites that, if you know about all of the parties that happened at the White House, you know what I'm saying? Aretha was one of those.
We don't know any of the parties. We weren't invited to those.
The only parties I've ever been to were at the Manugian Mansions. I ain't been to the White House parties.
You ain't never been to a White House party?
No,
D-Nice?
I'm not on the White House party guest list. When I was younger, my grandfather had us on that, but I didn't get to go.
Anyway, I'm just saying Aretha was one of their favorites. She had been to the White House several times. I felt like, again, even if it wasn't for Barack, he could have sent Michelle. So after that, I'm going to park it. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm done. Right. I'm finished.
It's time for a quick break.
Do you need to go to a break?
Yeah, you go
I
to
mean,
break?
we got to let our partners have an opportunity to take this break, and we can come on back and discuss whatever we want to talk about, because I got some stuff I want to say to y'all.
Well, partners. We got partners?
You think that paperwork get signed, and we didn't know.
Paperwork ain't signed.
We have partners.
Okay, let's keep it moving.
You threw me off. I don't even know where we're going now.
Well, you a little bit.
Why you threw me off? Oh, I'm sorry. I got to do. Yo, can I give a little bit? I gotta have a little bit of a newfound respect for. I got a little bit of a newfound respect for Omarosa. You know, I heard her interviews. I heard the one with Sway. I heard the one with the boy on Sirius XM.
For Omarosa?
And
you talking about Omarosa?
I got a little bit more respect for her. I don't like her. I do still think that Omarosa is an opportunist. I think that she is out here not for black folks, but I got a little respect for Omarosa after hearing her. No, nobody's with me.
You should have put that in the care or don't care. And Lamont decided he was absolutely on the don't care. Lamont left. That's where you are with your Spudd.
Okay. Move on now.
Lamont, come back.
All right, we good? We back? We moving on?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So what does this whole Kavanaugh thing mean? Christine Ford accused Kavanaugh of sexual assault more than 30 years ago. She said that as a friend watched, Kavanaugh pinned her down to the bed, groped her over her clothes, grinding his body against hers, and clumsily attempting to pull her one piece and put his hand around his mouth. But this was over 30 years ago. So, Maynard, what is this going to mean for Kavanaugh? Is it a donezo, or Republicans still going to push that vote through?
I think the Republicans are going to push the vote through. But there are two female Republican senators who could possibly feel some kind of way about it. They've been on the fence. And, but I think what it turns out to look like is that this thing, it's kind of like a Hail Mary pass. They're like the Democrats pulled this out at the last second, and I think that it's not going to have – I don't think it's going to get the traction that they think it's going to get.
You don't think they're going to be able to delay the vote?
No, I don't think so. If you can delay the vote –
Should they delay the vote?
No.
No?
No, I mean, I don't want to
So
see.
you okay with this, allegation? Ooh, me too. Gonna come after you.
It's over 30 years ago, and it's, he was a teenager or something. I don't know. It was supposed to.
Wait. Is this something you did when you were a teenager and you trying to give my man a pass right now? And you trying to give my man a pass right now? You trying to give my man a pass right now?
Whoa, my dude. I'm just
so
saying.
Sexual assault is okay from what timeline? Because you didn't have that much to say about Bill Cosby, and that was 30 years ago.
I had a lot to say about Bill Cosby. I was very upset that they came out on Bill Cosby like this.
That's my point. Right now, you a little on some, it was 30 years ago, and
it seems.
So, Maynard, you want me to help you out? Want me to help you, Maynard?
Go ahead, Lamont. Go ahead, man.
So here's the deal, Spudd, and I said this before on this podcast. About 35, 40 years ago, I was in Schultz Elementary School, playing on the playground, and I want to apologize to all of the third and fourth graders that I probably hit on the backside and ran. Because that's what we did when we were 8, 9, 10 years old.
Right.
We called it smooching girls on the booty. Okay? Where you would see a girl.
That's an interesting term.
That's the name of this show. That's the name of this
Smooching girls on the booty.
On the booty. Yep.
That's the name of this show.
Yep. You would see a girl and you would go smooch her butt and you would run. And she would run after you and she would hit you. Or the playground we were on, it had gravel and they would throw a rock at you or whatever. So by today's standards,
which one's worse, throw the rock or?
That's just what we did. You feel what I'm saying? And, so I want to apologize to all of those individuals that I smooched on the behind.
Anybody you want to name out in particular? Any names you want to call?
Not at all, but I'm just saying I apologize. So when the announcement comes of our big acquisition of our podcast, Three Black Guys in the Mic, and they start to come for us, at least, we got the apologies out
I'm
the
not
way.
sure, third grade and high school is two different things. Grabbing a girl, throwing a girl on the bed, putting her, your hand over her mouth, trying to pull her bathing suit down. That's a little different than I'm going to grab you. Because, listen, I went to the skating rink. Now, I want to apologize, but I went to the Junction City High School skating rink when I was in the 5th grade. All right? Okay. And the girls that was living on Fort Riley, they would come down on Sunday night with Grandmaster Pleasure and Trouble T and Phil Canty, and we would be at the dang old skating rink. And we would ride by in our skates, and we would touch the girls on the butt, and we would skate past. So my bad if I did anybody wrong.
Yeah. No, not my bad if I did anybody. My bad because I did y'all wrong. Not if.
No, that was
it's your turn.
They were kind of invite. They liked it.
Yeah, they did.
Was like,
They did.
Oh, girl, he touched me on my butt.
Oh, wow.
So, Maynard, you got something you want to share?
Well, obviously he does because he was, defending Kavanaugh like, just in case. Just in case he gets through, and when our big acquisition comes and they come for me, I could be able to say I was on the same team as Kavanaugh.
Yeah. Let's be clear. Let's be clear about one thing while we're talking about this in a joking fashion. Sexual assault, sexual harassment is no joking matter, to be honest, and it's not cool. And certainly, I agree. I mean, I'm sorry,
I just have to cut you off. Please, touching a girl in the butt in the 3rd grade.
In the 3rd grade sexual assault.
Come on. I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
No, you in the 3rd grade between two 3rd graders, you think it's not that big of a deal. But be the father of a 3rd or 4th grader and have her come home and tell you some boy touched me on my butt. It takes on a whole different thing. You ready to go out here and stop a little 3rd grader out. I got a 4th grade daughter, and if she came home and said that somebody touched her in an inappropriate fashion, I don't care if he's a kindergarten or a senior in college. It's a problem. I got to go visit him.
So let me ask you, I get all that because you're the one that the comedian talks about going to beat up a 3rd grader. I got that. So my question to you, Maynard,
I might get an ass whipping. You seen 3rd graders these days?
So that's my question. So in the 3rd grade,
Williams got an ass
in the 3rd grade, Maynard, are you saying that you never had any heterosexual contact with a young lady?
Hold on, I was trying. Y'all cut me off. Can I finish what I was saying?
Right, because you're making it sound like I
just said 3rd grader. It's not a joking matter. It's not.
That's not what I asked you. Did you ever hit anybody on the behind
making it sound? I'm trying to tell you how it does sound. It's not funny. It's not a joking matter, and it was funny when I did it in 3rd or 4th or 5th grade.
So is that a yes? So that is a yes.
Sure,
but you did do that in 3rd grade.
Let's get back to Kavanaugh. So you were basically saying this was 30 years ago.
I mean, I'm saying it's 30 years ago. It's in this one, different from some other allegations about other people. Definitely comes down to one woman versus one man's word. So we know in the story with Roy Moore, there were multiple stories. There was different types of evidence. And in fact, Roy Moore did marry a woman who was, at the time he started to court her, she was underage. So he had a history of that. With Bill Cosby, which I'm very, I'm always torn about. I have a lot of affection towards Bill. He's a Philly guy, and he's kind of like America's dad. But the number of women that have come out against him makes it very difficult to deny or to look the other way. With Bill Clinton or Donald Trump, and these stories about these individuals, it's not one story. It's 5, 10, 15, 20 stories. Or in Bill Cosby's instance, it's the number is somewhere in the 30s or 40s. So, it makes it a little bit difficult to turn a blind eye to those things. When it's just this one woman and this one man, do I believe it probably happened? Yes. Is it provable? I don't think that there's enough evidence to say, yep, we know for a fact that it happened and it was on a Tuesday at this place and this time, and we have evidence to the fact. It's just her word against his.
Why did Feinstein hold on to the letter? That's the that's
Hail
what
Mary,
the right is saying.
It was a Hail Mary pass. It's a Hail Mary. Fourth quarter, they had nothing else to do. There's 3 seconds on the clock. Back up and throw a 70-yard bomb to the end zone. That's what it is. It's a Hail Mary.
So she's supposed to, what's the word that I'm using?
Testify.
Testify. Yeah. So she's supposed to testify. Kavanaugh is welcoming, her testimony. He said that he denies it on all accounts. Is this going to be a bad look, him going into this situation? Because, he should want to have a clean slate going into this nomination. Is this going to leave a bad stain?
No. Nobody remembers. While they bring it up, 2 years ago, did anybody say anything about Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas? Clarence Thomas has been on the bench since 91, 92, something like that. And Anita Hill probably should have been given more attention and credence to what she had to say, but she was dismissed. Was not in light of the Me Too movement. In the light of the Me Too movement, things are different, but I don't see it being an issue for him moving forward. They got the votes. They'll jam it down their throats. There's really nothing that the Democrats can do other than maybe try to swing like Susan Collins or Kelly Ayotte or Lisa Murkowski to vote against him. Collins and Murkowski are on the fence about him in general. Will this be enough to send them over to the left on this? I don't know.
Lamont, you want to add?
I'm sorry.
And again, the last part of it is just simply then. It's just.
I'm sorry. Is his name Lamont Maynard?
You basically forfeited your time. I'm cool.
No, I said I'm sorry, and I was gonna. Okay. I had something else.
Well, speak your mind.
But you took it already. Go ahead.
No, it's apologies. Okay. Now, Lamont, you go.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
We're waiting.
This is your podcast. Go ahead.
We're waiting, Lamont. Go ahead. That's what
sorry.
I thought you were going to say. So anyhow, it's simple economics. The Republicans actually have the votes. That's the only reason why I'm kind of I don't think it's going to make a big deal. The Republicans have the votes.
Last week we were supposed to talk about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, and we did not. I don't know how I missed that, but we did not end up having that conversation. Lamont, you've I think that Nicki Minaj has lost the war at this point. That Remy Ma she lost the battle on that one. Now this Cardi B.
Now here's the deal. I don't think you put
Travis Scott.
Let me finish. Let me do the Maynard Scales.
He lost the war right now.
All right, now in the war of social media of having whack juice all on her, yes. But when it came to making a record, to me, Nicki made a better record than what Remy made. Now, because we're in an age of it's more than just about the records, it's more about, what you can say in a 10-second clip, what TMZ picks up.
Just to clarify, you are talking about a record that's like 17 months old. Okay, go ahead. I mean, that's 17 months ago.
Did not your showrunner, did he not bring that up?
I mean, he was bringing it up in the context of 10 other things. There was a fight, like allegedly, like a week and a half ago.
Well, we didn't see the fight. We just saw a big knot on Cardi B's.
We saw the shoe being thrown.
We don't know where the shoe came from, allegedly. Even though Cardi walked out with no shoes.
I think you can tell where the shoe came from. I think where the shoe came from is quite apparent.
I mean, but if that's the case, then Cardi should have the whack juice on it. But I think overall, I mean, Nicki, you're right. In the eyes of public opinion, Nicki looks whack. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that has anything to do with the record that was made,
record?
Which is what you were alluding to.
My point is no. What my point was she lost that battle.
In your opinion?
No. She lost that battle. There's no question about the fact that Remy Ma destroyed Nicki Minaj in that battle, record or not. One, the record didn't, but what? 12, 10 on the chart.
So now you're gonna say that MGK got destroyed by Eminem, then, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I'm about to say.
You don't think Kill Shot is?
Here go the water holder of Marshall Mathers. Water holder.
I'm trying to get some of these
jock strap handler.
I'm trying to get some of these daggone. I need
You don't
some
think
of these
Kill
shady
Shot was
checks.
you don't think Kill Shot was dope?
Kill Shot was dope. You're not rocking. I don't think that Machine Gun Kelly is necessarily that nice. I'm not.
He murdered Eminem, and Eminem played himself. And I told all of the homies when he responded, "You are Marshall Mathers. You don't respond to MGK. You don't do that." I was so angry when he made the response. Marshall is hip hop royalty. You don't respond to passes.
Kill Shot is kind of dope though.
That's like me talking. That's like me responding to Maynard Scales. I don't do that all the time.
Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you gotta respond.
Royalty. I don't care if you are wearing an Adidas sweatshirt. And those are not Gazelle frames, my friend. So you ain't no daggone. Those are Gazelles.
Oh God, no!
Oh,
I couldn't afford
so then
those
you're not hip hop
day.
royalty then. So you need to fall back.
Are you playing?
Huh?
These are readers from my what you call it? The dude that do my eyes. So these are to make sure I can see while I'm looking at the computer.
Readers, you can pick those up at Walmart or Walgreens on the little thing. You spin it around in the
circle. But I don't do that. Listen. I don't drink tap water. Come on now. You know how that works. But as I was saying, Spud, I'm sorry, Maynard.
What's wrong with tap water?
No, I don't do tap water.
This is not tap water over here, my man. I'm
just saying that was just when you go to a restaurant, they say you want tap water or Pellegrino, you know what I'm going with.
You've been drinking tap water all your damn life. All of a sudden, Negro man's going to be all extra highfalutin and special. I don't drink tap water. You know all that Kool-Aid your mother made when you was a kid came out of the tap? You hear that foolishness.
What you thought? You think your mom bought Fiji? You was just about Fiji water? Make Kool-Aid?
You have rice or
no, why you playing? My mother never bought us colored Kool-Aid. We only had lemonade Kool-Aid. That was it.
Colored Kool-Aid?
The fruit punch, the red, the grape. She didn't buy that.
South or something with colored Kool-Aid.
I'm just telling you what my mama did. She would not buy that. Nope.
But what did she mix it with? Did she mix it with tap water?
Well, the tap water was different back then. It was treated differently. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Cactus of the Week. This is where somebody says some stupid ish, and they got to choke on their words. Maynard, who's got to choke on it? Pause. Who's getting the cactus?
Super pause. Double pause.
But I was trying to make certain that people understood that I was going to give it to Lamont. And I was going to cut a slice off and give it to Spud. Because both of y'all...
Well, you got a little bit from that Nikki Gilbert mistake that you got already, so...
Yeah.
So we can share this cactus.
I'm sitting up here like, oh, God, man, it's embarrassing us again. Was that you in the desert? No.
Yeah.
I made a mistake.
That was cactus worthy. That's cactus worthy.
Oh, come on,
The sad part about it is that she was on her Instagram Live, and we were on her Instagram Live, and all her fans heard you say that.
Well, you know.
So her 14,100 fans know that you said, wasn't you in the desert? Anyway.
I made a mistake, and I can own up to that mistake. And I got a cactus to give that it's a little bit different. I don't typically go after people in the industry that are, on the same side of the mic as we are, so to speak. But Wanda Smith from the Frank and Wanda show in Atlanta, V103, she came at Cat Williams in an interview this past week. And it's been all over the internet. I know people have seen it. And I don't want to give her the cactus for what she said, but that she wouldn't drop it. And Cat Williams fried the snot out of her. I mean,
can you give us a little bit of that backstory? Because I missed it.
Okay, so I'm going to set it up and I'm going to play the video for everybody. So Cat Williams and Red Grant go in and they're promoting a show that they're in Atlanta at some place in Atlanta that weekend or what have you. So anyhow, there was this back and forth, and Wanda came out on the wrong end of the stick, and she continued to try to go at Cat Williams, and it just got worse.
I have 3 boys.
Excellent.
Yes, I do.
Aren't boys simple?
Aren't boys simple?
They can be. They can be. Yeah.
Wanda knows
I'm what?
she didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that you
Well,
didn't.
that's all right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys,
They like for me to. I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Hey,
And they
right now,
love-
look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli, and tell me does it say heat up water?
Whatever.
Yes, ma'am. You good at heating stuff up.
You're good at telling us about what's going on in jail.
I see why people come to Wanda's show.
Yeah.
Because Frank Ski puts it down.
That's right. Get on out of here with your crazy ass.
Is he crazy?
And help me get to the salon. All right, it's the People Station Viewer 3. Your hair is kind of...
That joint was.
My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural.
Come run one of your gnarled
Well,
fingers.
come here.
While you on air,
Well, come
so
on.
they can hear you live.
Come on. Let me come over here.
No. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay. Well, then stay over there.
Don't worry, ain't nobody putting their hands through yours.
That's right. They don't have to. I don't want them to. Get on out of here. You okay? You okay? Are you all right this
Only
morning?
one of our
You all
hands
right this
moving
morning?
while we talk.
Are you all right this morning? Are you okay this
Red
morning?
Grant, Atlanta Comedy.
Tell Wanda to
make
take
sure-
off them
and make-
headphones and that
make
wig.
sure- and make sure
That wig and the headphones
and
come
take off
together.
them old ass clothes you got on. How about that? Yeah, they're old.
Versace, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It
She
says
said,
Versace.
I want to apologize to the people at Versace Collection. This is your 2019 summer line that hasn't come out.
But you had to open it up and show us it was Versace. I wanted to.
No, I didn't have to open it up. These people are on radio. They can't see anything.
Yeah, but you opened it up so we could see it.
Yes,
We see
ma'am.
it. Well, happy
whatever
for you.
store is for the Black Lane Bryant.
That's right. That's right. Very proud.
Okay, let's
Very
play some
proud.
music real quick if we can. We going to a break real quick?
Very
All right,
proud.
cool. We go to a break.
Shout outs to Forever 21
Yeah.
and the Necklace Collection.
That's right. Shout out.
They don't
to
remember
you.
me for wilding out, right? I'm not the right one to Jones on.
Get this inmate out of here.
If you can't get your blood pressure down, you can't call me down.
Whatever, little mama.
If your cholesterol is 600,
Whatever, little mama.
I'm Lil Mama's baby daddy.
No, you little mama.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
And what
girl.
are you, girl? You probably shouldn't talk about sizes.
No, that's okay.
You big on the radio.
That's right. And you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
yes,
big
ma'am.
in prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies, no
times.
convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah.
off. Prison
Okay.
and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
Calm
No.
down. Calm down.
Only one of us has
Calm
$12 worth
down.
of jewelry on.
Oh,
No.
No, $12.
No. That all is available.
$12,
If you
$12.
want to have Wanda's jewelry, please go to Citgo
Go Shay.
or Quick
Come
Trip
get
at
Miss
any
Cat.
point.
Come get
If you
Miss
buy
Cat.
2 packs of Newport 100s, they will give you everything Wanda has on right now for $7.99, and it comes with a free car wash. Won't you come on down?
And so, for not knowing that you can't clap at Cat Williams without a clap back, and he's just going to embarrass you, Wanda. Cactus. The one thing that was interesting about what Cat Williams said was, well, he basically said that Monique is out here complaining about what Netflix had, the offer that they had given her, and he was saying how he believes Netflix makes the decision on how to pay people.
On the exact day that Monique was asking for a Netflix boycott, Netflix had just cut me a check for $2 million for the special that I got paid $300,000 to do in Jacksonville.
Alrighty then.
Well, everybody has to understand that Netflix doesn't have an opinion on stand-up comedy. They base what they pay you by the amount of ticket sales for your last tour. So Monique's last tour had 316,000 tickets. Therefore, that's what she got offered. My last tour had $2.4 million tickets, and so that's what the offer was. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody.
But Kat kind of was right, though. Tiffany's not.
You know what? She's funny in like 5-minute pieces.
Yeah, not a whole special.
The
Because
whole
I saw this,
special's
and
tough.
you know what? I'll be honest with you. I watched it like 5 times because Tiffany, she's one of those ones like you want it to be more than what it is. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm still down with her. I get it, but Kat kind of was right. Like,
I feel like this though.
She ain't that funny.
I feel like
but let her get her bread. I'm not mad at her. Get your money, baby girl. But
as a comedic actress, like acting in a role, she's decent.
Yeah. Yes.
Doing stand up for 5 minutes, she's good. An hour or a half hour,
I'll pass. I'll pass. I'm good.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Tiffany Haddish, if you listening, baby, I love you. I think you're great. I think you're funny.
I do too.
But
yes.
She Ready, I'm tired of that. We need something new. We need She Ready is over. That's done.
Right.
You cannot, you can't keep selling the same single 5 years later.
But two black men always talk about the black community. Y'all sure do know how to turn black people down, boy.
What you talking about? I mean, on the quiet.
We trying to let her know.
Y'all always talking about get rid of that. Get rid of that. You can't just not do that.
See, here we go. I can't have an opinion.
Spudd.
You just want me to fall in line
Spudd,
with
let me ask you a question, Spudd.
I just want to say, can I say this one thing real quick? I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Who's a hot artist from 4 years ago that you like, and what's a song by him? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever. Recently.
Like right now or 4 years ago?
Yeah, somebody like let's say it was 2013.
13.
Yeah, just give me somebody, anybody.
Gucci Man.
Gucci, what song did Gucci have a couple years ago?
Money keep coming in, so I ain't even worried. Daddy, baby, I ain't even 30. And I ain't even heard it.
Yo, can he keep?
Because he ain't worth it.
Can he?
That's a joint.
Can Gucci re-release that and sell 1 million copies?
Can Gucci re-release that?
That same song.
Yeah, no question about it. No question about it.
So where you going, man?
He can re-release that song and get
third
1 million
quarter.
copies sold.
Oh yeah, no question about it.
Where you going, man? Where you going?
You got to have new material. You got to have new material.
I mean, no, I understand where you're going. It's kind of like, I had a conversation today with some, colleagues of mine. We were talking about Mike Epps. And we were talking about, Mike Epps and his jokes and so forth and so on. It's like, you gotta have new material. That's the reason why people come to a comedy show. They want to hear something new. They don't want to hear your same stuff from 2014. I already heard it.
So why can't Lamont not criticize Tiffany Haddish for having the same material?
The same reason you told me that I can't say anything disparaging about your beloved first black president. I can't say anything bad.
Material?
No, it's the same premise. I'm not allowed to say anything bad about Barack Obama.
I'm just saying it's amazing to me how y'all always talk bad about black people need to do this, black people need to do this. We should overcome.
That's Maynard. No, I told you.
You what this is. I don't want to see black people do. I don't want to see that person. Tiffany Haddish ain't. You're like, dang.
Hold on, Lamont. What? Did we not say that we both love Tiffany Haddish?
No, but Maynard, he's doing what you do all the time. It's called selective listening.
I don't selectively listen.
My job is to hear what everybody's saying.
No. We both said, honestly, even as an individual, as her story, because what I do think what Tiffany Haddish is doing is she's making some other young, like Maynard talks about having a daughter, somebody's young daughter's looking at Tiffany Haddish like, you know what? I could be in a Geo Metro and be homeless and then, aspire and do X, Y, and Z to get to this point in my craft. To me, other than her stale jokes, because I do think a lot of them are stale, that's why I applaud Tiffany Haddish, because she's showing and teaching somebody else. Like even when we talked about Barack Obama, somebody broke this down to me. There are people on this planet that know nothing else but Barack Hussein Obama being the president. They grew up, they came in the world. It's black president. That's what they're supposed to do. So that level of black excellence, I'm down with that. I'm cool with that. But the joke still could be stale. You know what I'm saying? She's still doing a good thing. I don't know if the whole grapefruit scene that made her famous in Girls Trip is what we want our little girls to be, emulating, but that's a whole nother story.
All right.
Okay.
Y'all get quiet about the grapefruit, huh?
I never saw Girls Trip, so I'm gonna say.
Well, you know about the grapefruit scene.
No, I don't know anything about that.
Why would you not watch Girls Trip? How is a black man on this podcast supposed to be supporting black films and you didn't see Girls Trip.
Because Joy-Ann Reid was not in it.
Yo, you keep putting this Joy-Ann Reid thing on
Tamara
my name.
Hall. Or,
you keep putting this on my name. Like,
hey, speaking of movies, let me ask you this question, Lamont, because you're from Detroit. Speaking of movies, on social media, they ripping White Boy Rick like a new one.
Hey, man, let me tell you something about that. And I get it. And I still want to see it because I want to see, how they put it together. But Rick put a lot of homies in jail. You know what I'm saying? He snitched on a lot of people.
But let me go back and double back on this one piece. Matthew McConaughey is a culture vulture. Done.
Wait a minute. I do want to retract it because you saying he's all in the black films. This is a film about a white boy.
It's a white boy. It's called White Boy Rick.
Who else is look at a film? Matt McConaughey and the boy that plays White Boy Rick are like the only two white people in there. Everyone else is black.
Right, because he's in the black community, robbing and stealing and selling poison and putting people in jail.
Matthew McConaughey is a culture vulture.
Why can't he just want to be in a good film?
Okay. All right.
Well, the numbers spoke. The movie only made $8 million. So, we won't be talking 8, and I think the budget was like 29 million. So they negative 21. But here's the sad part about that. And we've had, people on our podcast, Nikki Gilbert, the other young lady, I forgot Maynard from the school, the other filmmaker. Come on, help me, Maynard. Kima Mingo, how they talk about how, funding is always an issue. But when you have a movie like this, that, it's going to be a loser, maybe not in the long run because you put it on video or whatever, but it's not going to make money. You know what I'm saying? And the directors probably can go out and get some more money, after this one is technically a flop. But, the things that other filmmakers have to do in order to make stuff happen, it's just sad. But yeah, Rick should be, he should stay in jail. Stay where he at. You know what I'm saying? Kwame got to do 28. Homeboy could do life. It's what it is.
Matt McConaughey is culture vulture. That's what it is. Every time there's a movie dealing with something black, Matt McConaughey be like, well, wait a minute. Where's White Boy fit in? So I can do that part. Tired of that.
So what you want to do, Maynard?
I want to boycott Matt McConaughey.
So you're not going to see White Boy Rick?
No.
Well, what about streaming Girls Trip on Netflix?
HBO's on HBO now.
Oh, it's on HBO? Okay. Not on Netflix? Okay.
What's your problem with Girls Trip?
It's just it doesn't appeal to me. It just doesn't. I'm not. It's probably funny. I don't know, but it's just not for me.
If they broadcast it on MSNBC, would you watch it?
Probably not.
Okay.
What movies would you like to see, man?
Yeah, man. What would you like to see?
The
true story of Martin Luther King?
I want to see the true story of 3 Black Guys with a Mic, starring Maynard Scales.
Wow.
I don't know who we get to play you, Lamont. Maybe
Jesus Christ. Jesus. Oh, Lord.
Who we going to get to play you? Jeffrey from The Cosby Show?
No, I'm playing me. I'm playing me.
Oh, you star?
I'm in.
Wow.
All right. We out. Anything else, gentlemen?
Oh, man.
I don't know. I ain't got nothing else. Ozark was off the chain, man. You gave me that one. I appreciate that.
Ozark is dope. I can't front. Yeah. Ozark is dope. Shout out
Jason Bateman. Yeah, he got me. I'm thinking like he out here, he getting them. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't mad at Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman. Ozark is dope. Somebody else told me about it. Shout out to, Papillon 217 or whatever 917, whatever her
You didn't believe when I told you it was dope?
No, she told me about it before. Papillon 917.
Whoa. That's somebody on Tinder? What is that?
No way.
Wait a minute.
No.
That's a screen name?
No, I think that's the Twitter handle.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
So somebody from
Yo, what's the fight?
No, I was in a bit asleep.
Oh. I didn't want to see Triple G.
Hold on, real quick. Isn't it a shame that boxing is whack today? There's nothing exciting.
I saw Floyd Mayweather say he was going to come back and fight Manny Pacquiao again. I was like, Floyd, sit down. Don't nobody want to see you fight no more. All we want to see you is on Instagram. That's it. I don't want to see you nowhere else. I just want to see you on Instagram and all the hot chicks that you got around. And other than that, I don't need to see you doing anything else.
So, Maynard, you don't look at Floyd's hot chicks?
I don't follow Floyd on Instagram.
Shame on you.
Yeah, shame on you. You got to step up the game, homie.
I think you should pick up your phone right now, go to Instagram, hit follow.
Yeah,
I don't follow no man.
On you again.
You don't follow Barack Obama?
Not on Instagram. Why am I following a man for?
Follow him on Twitter?
Huh? On Twitter? I don't know if I follow Barack on Twitter. I don't
Do you follow Joy Ann Reid?
Follow Three Black Guys with the Mic?
Oh, you do follow her on Twitter?
On Twitter and Instagram, I follow Three Black Guys with the Mic. And I follow Joy on Twitter, yes.
Oh, okay. Not on Instagram?
No. I'm not an Instagram person, really. I mean, I'm still having a difficult time with the platform.
Why? What's difficult about it, Maynard?
I don't take pictures. I don't think it's not. I'm an old school dude. Why am I taking pictures too much? Dudes that are out there, yo, my man, there's something.
Yeah, he sure is.
There's something. I'm going
to post on right now. So here's what you're saying. Are you dissing me and my wife because I posted about our wedding anniversary? Yo, is that what you're saying?
I haven't seen that. Where'd you post that? Where'd you post it?
It's on all my social platforms.
Well,
so pick one.
I'm not sure if I'm following.
Quite possibly, I haven't
seen it. But wow. Oh, there you are, Lamont, right there. Yeah.
So you saying that's not good of me posting a picture of myself?
My best friend in this world, the cat I grew up with from 9 years of age, me and Preston, we don't even follow each other on any social. We don't have pictures of each other. We don't even have pictures of each other. I know what he looked like. I don't need to know no more. That's enough.
All right, we out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for listening to this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. We'll do it again next Tuesday. Make sure you follow us on online. Please follow us at Instagram. On Instagram at Three Black Guys. You can go to Twitter. We're on Twitter as well. But most importantly, Facebook.com/Three Black Guys with the Mic. Join the conversation there. You can always go off on Lamont. You can always go off on Maynard.
They can kiss my monkey ass.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm saying that's my monkey ass. I can't have a monkey ass?
Can't. Go ahead.
Why?
Finish, Spudd.
Thank you guys so very much for listening. We'll do it again. Please share this episode with somebody that you love. Somebody that you follow on Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
Somebody who you think monkey asses.
Somebody who you think got a monkey ass. You please ask them to, listen to this monkey ass podcast. We thank you so very much and we appreciate it. We'll do it again next Tuesday. In the meantime, peace out.